Hello, my name is James, and I'm the Mayor of Jamestown. For the 8th day of Epic Games' Christmas giveaway, we do in actuality have Inside as the next game from the list. A 2D, story-focused puzzle platformer that takes heavy influence from Limbo, which makes perfect sense since it's by the same people. Developed by Playdead and released on the 29th of June 2016, these developers essentially proved that they were able to strike gold once again with the same exact formula as their previous game, Limbo. In terms of the actual gameplay, it isn't exactly revolutionary. You start on the left and you need to continue progressing towards the right. Obviously, it's never as simple as that, and there are 1,000,001 different roadblocks, puzzles, and challenges that halt any progress as you're running. Just like in Limbo, there are sections where there's some kind of puzzles that block your path and needs a bit of brain power to get the job done. Thankfully, these puzzles tend to land somewhere between challenging and thought-provoking without being too frustrating to actually complete. I'm not a massive fan of puzzles at the best of times, especially in platformers where they're usually a requirement to progress the game, but the ones in Inside were a really interesting and unique take on the idea. Most of the time, I didn't feel like I was actually doing a puzzle, which is exactly the feeling I want with a game like this. When it comes to the visual style, Playdead managed to once again create such an incredibly unique art style that I can't immediately think of anyone else having on the market as of right now. To say the game is dark would be an understatement. A vast majority of the game is blanketed in this sort of darkness, whereas your character wears a bright red jumper on him, making him stand out from the rest of the game. If I was a betting man, I imagine the colour of his shirt is supposed to be a metaphor for hope, while being set in a world that's so devoid of any shade of bright colours is alas devoid of said hope. At the very least, that's the vibe I'm getting. Going back onto how the visuals actually look, it's all really well done. The animation on the kid is spot on, along with the rest of the characters. Despite no one having any faces, they're all very expressionate with their body language. The actual art style is kind of hard to describe. Thankfully it's in the background so I don't have to, but the game's style really makes it stand out and easily one of its best features. Going on to the story, with the game being quite short in its overall length and the fact that the story is quite engaging right from the word go, since you know literally nothing from the start, I'm going to try and avoid spoilers. Just know that while the story doesn't really outright say anything to you as the player, every set piece and new environment you come across says more than it needs to about the world of Inside. It's not a nice place, and the world will do whatever it can to take out the boy right from the word go, but he's a man on a mission. Now what that mission is would be telling. With the audio in this game, it's kind of a funny one due to the fact that the music isn't necessarily used a lot of the time. Instead, to ramp up the atmosphere and the fact that you're completely alone in this horrifying world that wishes to kill you at every turn, you have nothing but silence to endure. There will be atmospheric sounds like the footsteps of your character, the clanging of metal and the sound of the bustling wind, but they're all designed to put you on a constant unease, reminding you that you're always alone. Just you and your thoughts. It's a really well done aspect of the game that I'm not sure I initially realised when I played it through the first time a few months back. In conclusion, Inside somehow manages to do the impossible. It manages to be from the same developers as Limbo, an indie game with world-renowned success, and only manages to do the exact same thing once again. Everything that made Limbo unique, Inside got its own version of uniqueness, and it paid off damn well for both the game and the developers. The only part I can really find fault with is the length. With the game only being around 3 to 4 hours long, there's not a lot to this one. But it's an experience to behold, and most likely if the game was any longer, it would probably overstay its welcome. As a result of all of this, I'm going to have to give the game a traffic light score of green. There's so much to love with Inside, and anyone that enjoyed the original Limbo will know exactly what I'm talking about. How Playdead managed to keep doing this, I will never know, but I do know I'll be looking forward to their next title, that's for damn sure. Thanks to those of you that stuck around this long, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. If that leaked list continues to be true, tomorrow's game should be Darkest Dungeon, so be sure to look forward to that. Until then though, I've been James, the Mayor of Jamestown, and I'm off. Goodbye.